People pleasers typically are not 100% fully confident with themselves and who they are. They had their whole life had to struggle with who they were and never felt 100% accepting of their own self. Polite is listening. Polite is being quiet when spoken to. Polite is opening the door. Polite is saying, using your manners, saying please and thank you. You're welcome. How are you today? Can I help? Do you need anything? That is being polite. Agreeing when you disagree and disagreeing when you really agree is not being polite. It's absolutely outright fucking rude. Hi, everyone. Janna here. Thank you for tuning into my show. I hope wherever you are, you have really good weather. You're enjoying the fall. Hope you're having a great day. Today, I want to talk about agreeing, okay? Being polite. It's not what you think it might be. It's probably going to be different. And so I'm just going to dive right in, right? Are you an agreeer just to be polite? In other words, do you agree with someone just to keep the peace, just to appease them, but inside you couldn't agree less, right? That right there, you need to stop doing. That is one of the biggest pet peeves in my life because that leads people on. When you're honest with someone, truly honest, not just like, well, I didn't want to hurt your feelings. You really like that. So when you're really honest with someone, truly, then they know the truth about you. They know the truth about how you feel. They know what you like and what you don't like. They know what bothers you and you know what bothers them and vice versa. And don't we all want relationships that are just 100% transparent and clear? So I don't consider just agreeing. I don't think that that's being fake. Fake to me is something much different. But I do think in a way that just agreeing it's a lie. And you might not think like, oh, Janna, I'm not lying. I'm just, I don't really care. Just whatever makes them happy. You do care. If someone asks you your opinion, give it. If someone asks you your opinion, give it. If you're with a friend in a car, do you like this kind of music? If you don't like it, say, not really, but I'll listen to it. So if you want to agree with someone, then agree on the sense of, I don't want to listen to, I don't like that kind of music, but I'll listen to it because I like you. That's totally different than saying like, yeah, it's all right. Then they just think you like that music. But if someone knows you don't like their particular taste in music, but yet you listen to it with them, that's a whole nother level of friendship. That's a whole nother level of acceptance and unconditional love. And isn't that what we all want? Isn't that what we are all after? Right? So, because I am a very honest person, this one right here it really gets me because if someone asks me if I like something, I tell them the truth. If someone asks me if something upsets me, I tell them the truth. I want the same thing back. What about you? Do you even care? Does this resonate with you? Are you the person that agrees? Are you the person that's polite to appease? Or are you like me on the other side of the fence where you're just like, it's really, really frustrating when people just don't tell you the truth? So if I meet someone and they are agreeing with every single thing I say, I know that that's who they are. And I'll stop them and say, look, it's okay if you don't like the same thing I like, right? It's okay if you don't think the same thing. It's okay if you don't agree with me, right? And then I even add, I respect it a lot more when people are just upfront and honest, because it's not fair for me to think you do like something that you don't, to think you think something you don't agree with. It's not fair to the other person who is just getting, the agreement. So if you're one of these people that's, I guess basically you're a people pleaser, right? You just want to please everybody and want to rock the boat. If we can just all get along, it's just easier. Please stop. Not just for people like me. Stop for yourself. It's not fair to yourself, because then you have people in your life who, maybe they don't even know the truth, right? And y'all might not even really be friends if you're honest. Don't you want to know that the people that are in your life, that you're friends with, that you're in with, don't you want to know that they love you for you 100% unconditionally? Don't you want to know you can be yourself around them? I know that I want to know that the people that are in my life are being honest with me. It is a lie. Sorry, but people pleasing, you're lying. A lie, let's get this straight. A lie is when you say something that is not true. If you agree with something that you really disagree with, you are lying. So I don't want to sound harsh by saying that, oh, they're just so nice. They're, they just don't want to rock the boat. And you're thinking, they're not liars. That's a little much, Janna. It's not, because they're truly, by the definition of what lying is, they are lying. Please don't lie. I respect honesty. I do. There's been a few times my husband has said something didn't bother him when it did. And we're newly married. And I don't believe, by the way, I got to throw this in there. I really hate it when people say, how's marriage going? How's it going now that you're married? I mean, is it supposed to go any different than it did when you were just boyfriend, girlfriend? I mean, it definitely shouldn't be getting worse. It should just continue to get better, just like relationships do, whether you get married or not. Marriage don't change a fucking thing, y'all. Don't change anything. The mistake people make, and I know I'm getting off a little bit on this, going off subject. The mistake that people make is that they stop doing what worked in the beginning of a relationship, what made each other happy, what everybody fell in love with. People stop doing everything that worked in the beginning of a relationship. They get comfortable and they stop. They stop dating. They stop trying. They stop getting to know one another. Please don't do that. I told my husband I never wanted to even get remarried again because I was terrified of it, until I met him and I fell in love and really learned what it means to be truly loved. And I told him that, please don't ever stop dating me. Let's not ever stop. Let's not let each other stop dating and doing the things. People get married and they just fall into this, like, I don't know, they're just not friends anymore. They tear each other apart. They pick at each other in a negative way. They just kind of, like, I don't know. It's like they want to disagree. I don't want that. I would rather be single for the rest of my damn life than ever be married and unhappy again, or in any relationship unhappy. So, sorry, went off subject. That's another episode. But going back to that, my husband was a little bit of an agreeer. And he has really gotten much better at it, because we've had disagreements where I'm like, wow, I had no idea that that's how you felt about this, because You always told me it didn't bother you. And I even said then, are you sure? Are you sure you're not just saying it doesn't bother me because you just want to keep the peace? Because it's going to upset me more to find out if it does bother you later on. No, I promise it is. It's bothering me. I'm cool. I'm fine. Well, you know what? He actually wasn't cool and fine about this particular thing that bothered him that I did, because we all have our little pet peeves. But he told me for a long, long time that it didn't bother him. And then one day I found out it did bother him and I was a little upset. That's not fair. Don't do that. And what was his response? I just didn't want to upset you. I was just trying to keep the peace. Just wanted to have a good time. Well, how much of a good time are we having right now that I'm frustrated, my feelings are hurt, and I'm disappointed? Right? Let's not put bruises on friendships and relationships because we were too scared to just be honest. And then damn sure don't turn it around and tell the other person, well, I didn't want to upset you. Because you're kind of making it seem like it's kind of their fault. Like, well, I didn't think you'd like it a whole lot. So, well, guess what? I really don't like a whole lot? Being lied to. And if you tell me that you agree or disagree when it's the opposite, you like or dislike when it's the opposite, that's a lie. Please stop. In fact, people pleasers typically are not 100% fully confident with themselves and who they are. They had their whole life had a struggle with who they were and never felt 100% accepting of their own self. And this is just how they did it. This is how they gained that, what they felt like was acceptance from other people. When in all reality, people respect and appreciate honesty more than anything. Real people do. The fake people don't. So be real and honest with them so they can get the fuck out. Adios. I would love to know how each of you feel about this topic. I think a lot of people are going to agree with me on this. And I think the people pleasers are listening right now going, yeah, that's me. I do that, Janna. Yep, raise your hand. Look, I appreciate you trying to just be nice all the time, but it really sucks when I find out that you kind of weren't being honest. Because people pleasers in general, there really aren't what I would consider like true liars, like manipulative people. They're just not 100% confident and secure in themselves. And it's easier for them to agree than to just be like, you know what? Yeah, I don't really like that. Nope, not really cool with it. So I think it's time, if you're one of those people, to just get honest with yourself, because everyone else around you that is honest with themselves, they deserve the same thing back. So please stop being polite just to appease people, because you're really not trying to appease anyone but your own self. You're being polite to protect yourself. Polite is listening. Polite is being quiet when spoken to. Polite is opening the door. Polite is saying, using your manners, saying please and thank you. You're welcome. How are you today? Can I help? Do you need anything? That is being polite. Agreeing when you disagree and disagreeing when you really agree is not being polite. It's absolutely outright fucking rude. If we are new friends getting to know each other and we get in my car and I turn on my rap music that I love to listen to really loud, or whatever else I have on blaring, please don't pretend you like it if you don't. I'd rather you just be like, yeah, I just not my jam. I'm like, cool. Well, I like a whole lot of music, so tell me what your jam is. Because there has been plenty of times when that same scenario, someone puts music on and I like, oh, like there's certain music I cannot stand. Like a lot of it, like 80s rock, like some of that stuff, I can't stand it. But if they loved it and they asked me if I liked it, I would still not say, yeah, I like it's good. I'd say, you know what? It's not really my jam, but it doesn't bother me that you play it. Thank you for asking. So if you're wondering how to handle it and be like, are you really just going to tell them no and not let them listen to the music they like? Absolutely not. That's fucking rude. It's also fucking rude to say I liked music when I don't. Next thing you know, I got these people sending me fucking playlists. I don't even like listening to this shit. I would just rather say, it's not my jam, but I love you and it doesn't bother me that you listen to it at all. I appreciate you asking. That's how you handle it. That's pretty simple, right? So if you're a person that is being polite, AKA agreeing when you don't really agree, what else and where else in your life do you do that at, right? And so please, if that's you, starting right this second, right now, when you stop listening to this episode, I want you to try really hard to not agree or say you like something that it's the opposite truly about one more time today. And then do it again tomorrow and the day after that. And please be prepared for people in your life to be like, what? You've always liked this, right? You've always loved Mexican food. What are you talking about? You've told me for X amount of years you love Mexican food. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to swallow the pill and say, I know I did because you liked it and it doesn't bother me at all to have it, but it's really not my favorite. Just start being honest, please. Besides, wouldn't it suck to like get a lot of gifts for your birthday and Christmas and you're like, I don't even really like this shit, but I told everybody I did. Anyways, just food for thought. I would love your feedback. I'd love to know what you thought about today's episode. If there's anything else you want me to discuss. I love you all and thank you all for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next week.